Okay, here goes Mr. Minnick with a walkthrough of the board game project done in super fast speed because nobody likes a long, boring video. Certainly not Julian, who just impressed him by solving his Rubik's speed cube. Quite impressed. I've heard that other people know how to do it, but I think they're all talk, especially the people that are raising their hand right now. Now, what the heck happened to my program? Here it is. Okay, so let's run the program and see what it does. It draws the board first. And then by pressing the letter R on your keyboard, you can't use an iPad for this probably. It's probably only a computer that can work. You hit the R and it rolls a behind the scenes dice that we don't see. And we just rolled apparently a 3. Because we started here on square 1 and it moved ahead 3. And this is, Aiden, this is square 4, for example. On the grid paper that surely a good coder would have behind the scenes, he or she could see that that's square 4. By the way, up here at the end, that's square 15. Okay, I'm going to hit the R again. Ready? Oh, we must have rolled a 3 because 1, 2, 3 landed me on what I call the special square reset, which reset me back to the beginning. And some former student showed me how to do slow animation. So you can see the turtle move in slow motion, but if you didn't know how to do that, it just instantly gets reset so quickly that you didn't even see yourself land on reset. In other words, it's kind of lame if you don't have this special animation sequence. I hit the R again. Oh, what bad luck. I landed on a reset right away. I'm hitting the R again. Okay, I got it. Apparently I got a 2. Then Samantha knows that I rolled a 1 because guess what? That was a move of 1. Ready? I'm ready to roll again. R. Yes! I landed on the special square for 2 and it automatically, but if you don't code this right, it would land you right here where I'm waving my mouse. Because a dumb board would be, a dumb program would be a program that thinks the board goes horizontally out to the infinity on the x-axis. But in our code with if statements, we made it wrap around here, and then at the end, we even make it wrap around again. It'd be really cool if you pointed the turtle in the right direction. That's an upgrade for people that care. Okay, I'm going to hit the letter R again. Yes, I rolled exactly. Well, maybe not. I rolled a 4 that landed me on 15. But if you use a greater than sign somewhere in the code, then all you have to do is roll a 4 or greater in that situation, rather than exactly a 4. Can anybody off the top of their head in this quick video tell me a board game where you have to roll exactly to land your little token in the end?
Sorry Sliders.
The game Sorry from the 1980s, and then maybe some slider version that they play now, okay? Is Monopoly like that? Yeah. There is no end in Monopoly. It's like whoever gets all the money. But games that end, the game Trouble, I don't know if that's still around. Do you have to land perfectly to get in the home area of Trouble? I think you do. So that makes the game harder and take longer. It's up to you if you make it that way in this project. It's either way, I don't care. Okay, let's quickly look at the code to see why it works the way it does and how you can upgrade it. So I'm giving you this as a donation, a starting point, and like life, programs like Fortnite probably weren't made from scratch. Shamel, this is 2008, 2019, I stand corrected. We don't start programs from scratch anymore. We often get code from somewhere else and then we build on it, even out in the real world. I'm just saying, just telling you in case you were curious. Maybe more curious than hearing what Brianna had to say. So back here, or Tommy, whoever it was. So right here we have our normal constants. Check this out. If I make the constants 80 instead of 40 for square size, what effect do you think this is going to have on our board when I run it? Oh my gosh! I made the size of the squares 80, which totally messes it up. So let's make the square size 40 again and pretend that we didn't do that. Start position. This is the position of where your player starts. If you want your start your player to be like a kindergartner that deserves to start like in the middle of the game board, maybe you'd make it like -80. If you made it -80 according to our grid, then the player starts right in here. See, at -80, because according to our grid, -80 is right here about-ish, which is square 4 on the number line, -80. So there is a rhyme and a reason to why the code works the way it does. Like I told Shamel earlier, in the real world, often your company doesn't tell you to make something from scratch. They tell you, this is how the milkshake machine works. They train you on it. Then you are supposed to use a milkshake machine to give me free Dairy Queen Frosties when I visit you at your job. They don't say, go build and invent a milkshake machine, milk the cow, turn it into ice cream, and then give customers Frosties. They don't do that. They give you things that already work. Sometimes they ask you to upgrade it, but they don't start you from scratch. Okay, n square. Hey, Xavier, what do you think would happen if we made n squared 2 instead of 15? What? Yeah, this game would end basically with one roll of dice. Let's test that theory. Ready? I'm going to roll, even though it says end up here still, watch when I hit R. Wait, I got to reset the game. Hold on, I got to hit run a second. I got to run the game from scratch. Okay, here goes. Oh, this is weird. I started him or her at 4, but the game ends here. So this is like a contradiction. That was stupid. Let me change my starting square back at -200. The n square is now square 2. Let's rerun it and see if the game ends basically with one roll of the dice. Yup. But it's so dumb, it sends you to the real end, even though you rolled. So it's kind of glitchy unless you wanted to fix that. But by using constants, we can make the program have variations. Okay, other quick things in this walkthrough. Notice that we're also importing random and time. You only have to import them once up at the top of your program along with Turtle. Notice that we're setting up the screen in this area right here. If you want to throw a background color in, this is where you do it. Screen.bg color. If you want to change the color of your maze walls, I guess you change the color of the pen. If you want your player to be a different shape rather than a turtle, I guess, Ashton, what's another word you could put in here instead of turtle, Ashton? Arrow, for example. Good job. I'm a successful teacher that students know how to answer me. Oh, look at these things. Samantha, without even knowing what code is inside of roll die, what do you think this reusable function does, just based on the name of it alone? Yes, it rolls a die. Does it roll 2 dice? No. I would have named it roll dice, in which case I would have put a 12 here instead of a 6. So, Giada, without really knowing that there's this built-in function called randint in Python, by changing numbers, you can figure out how to upgrade a program that you only half understand. That's why someday Julian might be knowledgeable enough from this class to afford a Lamborghini and have all these special gear shifts and stuff that I don't have on my non-Lamborghini, and he'll be able to like drive it because it has those special functions. I'm changing this back to roll die and a 6 because my board isn't big enough to roll 2 dice. This is a one-player game, but if somebody named Xavier G, wants to add 2 players, be careful with that because you know the mess we got in the last time, although you succeeded without my help. I will add. Be careful. Ashton, you had trouble with that. You were making something a 2-player version, but I wasn't I gave you a model that wasn't really meant for that. Be careful. The letter R is what's rolling the dice. If you think that D is more logical, go ahead and change it to letter D. If you like the space bar, I think you can type the word space there or something like that for the space bar. The right arrow key is the word right, I think. You can change it, but anyway, I had the letter R in there for the letter R on the keyboard. Okay, that's all I have for now. Maybe there'll be a part 2 of this walkthrough. Thanks goes out to Aiden for suggesting that I make this hot YouTube video that you should all forward to your friends so they watch it too.